Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Cam, man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam, and today we are joined with our analyst Maurice Clarett.
Mo, what's going on? Killer, what's good?
What's going on, baby? It's on mute.
I can't hear Killer. Your mic is on mute.
My bad. How y'all doing, man?
Good, man. What's going on?
This is great.
Everybody on time. It's early in the morning. What's going on, Stat? You looking like you in a suite somewhere. Where are you at?
I actually am. I'm on a little business trip with the NFL, doing stuff for the Pro Bowl. So it's been a really good time. Got to meet Russell Wilson, guys, you know?
Did you change your attitude? You went in there and act right?
Yes, I acted right.
Did Sierra pull you to the side and need to talk to you for a little bit?
Sierra was there and they were there with their children. It was very wholesome, situation. So I said my hellos and then I went on to finish my other interviews.
Was it all their children?
Yeah.
Or was it somebody else's child as well?
Well, there was some,
It's too early for that. You never failed.
I'm just asking.
It was all of them. And they were having a good time. That's all that matters.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up with the hoodie, Mo? Youngstown? That's how you feeling?
Yeah, Youngstown State, baby. I'm from Youngstown, and so good people send me a hoodie. So, had to rep it for me. So I like the hoodie. It's a good day. It's good to be from Ohio right now.
That's a fact. But real quick, Mo, before we even go anywhere else, we talked about the last time you was on at the end of the show, the 30 for 30 that you was on. I'm just assuming everybody saw it. A lot of people said that they didn't see it and they enjoyed it. So before we even start anything, let them know where they can see your 30 for 30 special and what it's called again.
Yeah, the 30 for 30 special is called Youngstown Boys, and you can find it on Disney Plus. That's who has it. So you can go to Disney Plus and have it. But thanks for everybody. And I've had more responses and just more people who've had a chance to know me. But they appreciate some of the stuff that you said when you said, hey, y'all don't know where you really come from and what's happened up until then. Right. So I've probably gotten hundreds of messages and then also read the comments. So thank y'all for watching it, viewing it. If you haven't viewed it, if you don't have nothing to do this weekend, check it out.
No, that's good. Shout out to you, Killer. You did some good.
Me and Mo is here because we on some Columbus shit, brother.
Oh, you back in Ohio.
We on some Columbus shit, murder. 20-something years ago, we was running around, my nigga. Ain't nothing but a reunion with everybody. We all here on the reunion.
Look at Stat, she have no idea. Well, me and Stat reunited too. We from Jacksonville.
Yeah. Okay, so let's actually start with Cam Newton. So he said he'd rather have his MVP award than a Super Bowl ring. He said, I'll ask you this question. What is most important, impact or championships? Everybody is not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody is not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody is not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. So, in your opinion, Maurice, what do you think is the better award? And then what do you think of Cam Newton's viewpoint?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Nah, you can't really say somebody's right or wrong. It's just all a matter of personal preference, right? And so, and this was just built on when I heard T.O. and Mike have their banter, back and forth. And so when I heard Cam Newton say it, it made me think about what T.O. had said about Mike. But I had texted something the other day before T.O. had came on about the cheetah and being out in Kansas City and him basically being a potential multi-Super Bowl champion and what that could do if he was proficient in business and what it could do for his life long after he gets done playing. And him going to chase the money or chase potentially being an MVP of the league, going down to Miami, and you've seen it doing that with him. And I know I'm long-winded. I know I'm kind of everywhere with this. But me personally, I would choose the championships just because I understand what it could do for you long-term. You obviously see what I would say Mike Tyson, Michael Irvin is still doing down in Dallas. You see how beloved he is by the fan base, and people recognize him and look at him as a champion, being part of a team, and just basically being part of a dynasty or sort of in people's memories. People tend to forget year over year who was the actual MVP, but they never or they typically don't forget the championships and how these people have felt during these times when people went on these championship runs. And so I won a championship, and I make a lot of money to this day from winning a championship. Had I won a Heisman Trophy or an MVP of a league, I don't know if that's the same thing. And that's not a shot at Cam Newton. That's just my viewpoint on it. And I'm not saying that Cam Newton is wrong, but I would prefer a championship.
Mm. So the question is, would you prefer the championship or what again, Stat?
Yeah, would you prefer the championship or the MVP award, which is more individual?
And what did Cam Newton say?
Yeah, so he said, what is most important, impact or championships? Because he said everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan, everybody's not going to be a Patrick Mahomes.
What did he say he'd rather have?
Oh, he said he'd rather have the MVP award.
Okay, that's what I got from Mo.
Yeah, so I 100% agree with Mo. I'm surprised, but I 100% agree with you, Mo, when it comes to this, because in Titletown, this is the mindset of champions. What we're looking at here is the mindset of, and I take Cam Newton out of it, right? This is the mindset of when you can't win, all you could settle for is the MVP because you can't win. So that's just where you find yourself being the best that you could be because your team is not able to win. When we're all out on the field, when everyone is on a basketball court or the tennis court or wherever we are, the boxing ring or any place, you're there to win. The winners are the ones, like Mo said, who's going to be remembered. We remember John Wooden because he won. We don't remember all the time Steve Nash. His name is not brought up, though he got several MVPs. We're gonna remember Joker because not only did he get the MVP, he won. When you win, it raises your legacy to a new height that it doesn't do for some of the people who were just great. I was just earlier today looking at something with my family, and I was like, Rolando Blackman. They like, Dad, that's where you got the number 22 from. But I forgot about Rolando Blackman. We don't talk about Rolando Blackman. They were showing the clips, Killer, where he was going like this to Michael Jordan, and he was getting any bucket he wanted on Michael Jordan. But we don't remember those games. Nobody probably on this stage remember those games of him like firing up the young Michael Jordan because he didn't win. He was on a good team, but he didn't win. And if you want to be remembered, listen to me, you gotta win. No matter we don't remember a Killer just because he had the pink coat on. The coat was crazy because it was a time when they was winning, right? You don't remember the shiny suits just because we put on shiny suits. They were actually winning. Without the wins, that you're just a clown with a shiny suit on. You remember that because they won. And I think I totally disagree with Cam Newton on that play. But that's the difference between winner's mindset and not Cam, take him out of it, but a selfish mentality. When you're selfish, you gotta do the best you could do for yourself because you can't do it for the team.
I actually see both sides of the coin, in my personal opinion. It was a great conversation, actually, that we had the other day with Terrell Owens and Michael Irvin.
Yeah,
Michael Irvin has 3 rings, and he's a champion. But you know who Terrell Owens is. He's top 3 in every statistical category in football. You sit there and say, we brought up Michael Jordan. We don't even got to Michael Jordan. We sit there and we watch NBA Live, whatever it is on TNT with Shaq, Kenny, and Barkley. Kenny's a champion. Barkley's not. You remember Barkley. He's an MVP. So at the end of the day, I agree with both of y'all, but I see the other side of the equation too, because it depends on if you're a star on a winning team as well.
yeah.
We're not looking for Craig Hodges. You know what I'm saying? We haven't heard from Ron Harper. These are champions.
But
So it depends on exactly what your position was on the winning team, because you could be forgot about as well being on a winning team. And then you could be like, yo, we won a championship. And you'd be like, oh, word? I didn't even know you was on that team.
yeah,
So it depends. It depends on the player, in my personal opinion, on the players, because no one person could do it, on a championship team to be remembered, because you're not going to remember most of the time 8 through 12 or 9 through 12, but they were on the team. But you remember Karl Malone. You remember Reggie Miller. You remember John Stockton. None of these people are champions, so I get both sides of the equation. I think Cam Newton personally, and I can't speak for him, just my personal thought, is that he didn't win, and he did win the league MVP. So that's what he's going to say.
he speak for them.
Yeah, exactly. That's my opinion. But I do agree winning counts and it matters. It's even like we're talking about with Mo and his career in college. He wasn't no regular nigga. I don't know the other niggas that was on Mo team when they won. I know Mo. Mo was the star, and the quarterback was the star. Outside of that, I can't tell you the left tackle name. I can't tell you the cornerback name. No disrespect to your ex-teammates. No disrespect, but I can't tell you their name. But they could be like, yo, you see that 30 for 30 special with Mo, the Youngtown boy? Yeah, I was on that team. And nigga kids is like, word. You ever see Jalen Brunson and this isn't a champion I'm talking about. Jalen Brunson talking about his father. His father played for the Knicks. They say, you see when your father played for the Knicks? He'd be like, I seen when he was sitting on the bench. This is Pops. He's talking about the father. So that's why I said I see both sides of the equation.
Yeah, so Mo, you live in a college town, right? So
Yes.
in that city, do they treat the people who won championships differently than the star players that return to the city? I
Uh,
want that before I make this next statement.
yes, correct. They do. You do have, and I like not like this. If you are associated with a championship, people have such a reverence for it that they edify you. They do business with you. They're proud to be around you. They're proud to be affiliated with you. And these guys may not be well known or their names may not be known, but when people feel that they can, for lack of better words, have a portion of your life with them, and you could tell stories about being in the locker room and preparing for the game and all that, like you get those benefits.
Yeah.
But star players also too, they have their reverence as well.
Yeah, I was saying that because Cam made a great point. And I know like when I was in different places in life like Jacksonville and as well as Atlanta, not more so Atlanta though, but different places where I would see places where people won. I know a few people down in Kentucky, and it's the same thing. If you
Yeah,
were good on
yeah,
those teams, the alumni and people like that, they treat you differently when you
correct.
won. When you won, you might come back to the city and get a car dealership, and like Killer was
Yeah,
talking, Craig Hodges and them kind of people, because they have their name associated with winning, people want to go into business with them. They think they know something better. You even take Killer said something else that was really good about Charles Barkley. And when it comes down to who was the first one up there at TNT? Was
Kenny
it
Smith.
Barkley or was Kenny Smith?
Right.
Yeah, somebody who actually won. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they brought in Barkley for the flair, but they always cut him out when it's time to win. They'd be like, "Oh, he never won no championship." And they play him down as Lord Man because he never won. But we all know that Barkley was a terror up there. But that speaks to that different mindsets when it comes to that. And when it comes to business, a lot of people would rather be with the people who actually won. But this was a really good take, and I took a lot away from this.
Let me ask you a question, Mo. And like I said, everybody, I know we keep mentioning, but Mo's 30 for 30 special up. Let me ask you a question, Mo. Because you won in Ohio, did you think you was above the law?
100%.
That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes it don't always go that way, Murder. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I get what you say.
That was a good one. That's a good comeback. Good comeback. Hey.
I get what you're saying, but sometimes that's the mentality. You like, niggas ain't locking me up. I just won the city a championship. What you mean niggas gonna lock me up? Plexico Burris, when the Giants a Super Bowl, shoot himself in the leg, and he like, niggas gonna throw me in jail. I just won the Giants a Super Bowl. Nigga said, take 2 years and think about it. This fresh off a Super Bowl, 6 months after the Super Bowl. So I get where you coming from, but it ain't always like that. Niggas like, I won niggas the state championship. I mean, the national championship. I won the city a Super Bowl. I'm going to do what I want to do. And niggas be like, you're not above the law. Because when Mo started wilding with people don't know, it's after he won the championship. Started was he was above the law. I remember.
Right. Was Plexico on that championship team?
And with the Giants.
But
that's what I'm trying to tell you. He got locked up 6 months after the championship. He shot himself.
Going up the stairs in the club.
Yeah, they ain't cut him no slack. It's New York, though.
Yeah, Giuliani ain't having that. But secondly, you got a gun with sweatpants. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? So, Murder, that was a great point. But sometimes niggas be like, niggas know what I'm into. Yo, I'm driving, I'm not pulling over.
Niggas know I had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that because what you said was great.
Yeah, that's true, That tells you why niggas be in the situations they in, though.
Yeah. Listen, man, I remember going platinum. And I always knew the law, no matter whatever crime I was doing, I knew the worst case scenario I could get. But I was running around with the pistol everywhere too. I had the ankle joint, the ankle strap, nigga, because I'm like, nigga, I'm hot out here, man. Niggas ain't doing all that. I'm hot, nigga. Niggas took me right to the bookings, to the tombs, to the island. All that sound good, Killer. You got caught on Tuesday, nigga. So I get it.
You ain't get caught with baby oil. It could have been worse.
Yeah, niggas might want to take the gun charges over the baby oil right now.
And just to add to Cam's point real quick, just in general, I feel like when you're winning, you tend to get special treatment. So it's like, I understand why people act the way they do, because people kind of go out of their way to do things for you, go out of their way to like make sure everything's at ease. So I don't know. I get it. And I would act the same way.
We just talked about this like 2-3 days ago when we was like, yo, we was talking about Kansas City and they get special treatment. When the refs do things this way, or tell us, or whatever the case may be. It was me, it was Mase, Michael Irvin, and myself, of course, Stat. But we were saying, look, if I go to a restaurant and somebody offer me a free meal because I'm Cameron, I'm not going to say no. If you get the special treatment, take the special treatment. Sometimes
Yeah.
niggas don't know the limit on the
To the
special treatment. Pause. Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of problem for the Ravens right now because Ravens kicker Justin Tucker put out a statement denying accusations of him using sexual misconduct towards massage therapists. So basically, a Baltimore publication called the Baltimore Banner spoke to 6 massage therapists at different spas, and the accusations include claims that Tucker exposed his genitals, among other detailed things. Tucker's attorney denied the claims, and they said Mr. Tucker has never behaved inappropriately during any massage therapy session, and certainly never in the manner described. Any suggestion to the contrary is a fictitious and utterly baseless claim. So, Maurice, what's your opinion on obviously these serious claims and then just the whole like massage therapist accusation thing that's kind of when like this, we know this is not the first time. So what's your opinion on this?
It's not the first time we're hearing of a massage therapist, not in his
Yes.
case.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of any of this stuff, right? You start to think it's crazy when you see the tactics that they used on Deshaun Watson. You know, I'm jumping to Deshaun Watson because he's obviously the most popular guy. But you don't know if this stuff is true.
The most popular hand job guy is crazy.
Yeah.
Not with no pause, but it's just like, yeah, we know him. He's the most popular nigga in the NFL known for getting hand jobs. Well, my bad, Mo. But you're right.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to throw him up under the bus, and I feel bad if he took offense to it. If he hears it, my apologies, my brother. But when you see the tactic of the dude, Tony Busby, sort of pressing, and it's hard for me not to believe that other lawyers who could have heard something or heard rumblings of this and then went to go do some like makeshift investigation. And I don't know if the guy did it or not. But it's hard for me to believe that doesn't play into this, right? And the reason I say that, if somebody asks me, like, why do you say things like that? Because it was an article I read. When you say somebody comes back and they frequent the place after they've sexually harassed you and you've not done nothing, to me, in my world, just how my brain processes things, I think that if it was that serious and you was that offended prior to all this crazy news coming out, that you would have said something. So that's just how I process it, not how the show processes it or anybody else processes it. But when somebody says that they go back and forth with somebody multiple times and you continue to rather massage or do something with the person, I just don't give a whole lot of credibility to it. That's just me. And that's not to minimize or say he didn't do something or anybody didn't do something, but it's just hard for me not to look at those factors in this equation.
When it comes to a situation like this, being that he's been banned, several other places, it's kind of making a name, not just for him, not just for the Ravens, but for the NFL. This is now becoming a thing where people are being targeted as well as people are acting crazy. So I think you got two things going on here. You got people that are now going to be targeted because anything you say about a celebrity right now is going crazy, right? So, and it's amazing that it's all happening on sexual charges. It's not anything else. It's not like bribery. It's not robbery. It's just everything dealing with people not able to control themselves when it comes to sexual things. So that's something all celebrities got to watch out for right now, because it just seemed like that's the play that everybody's running, whether it's hip hop, whether it's sports, and it could be true, it could be true. But I'm just saying from the aspect of athletes and entertainers that this is not true of, you really got to watch yourself. And that's more so what I would focus on. But when it comes to this situation, if he's doing that kind of stuff, maybe this is why he's missing them kicks, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get his kick somewhere else, And I don't just be trying to be, I'm really just trying to keep people happy and pause in a very negative world. That's it.
That was good takes from both of you. I'm going to approach this from a different angle and some knowledge to some people, just so they have it, whether it's the average human being or whether it's Justin Tucker or Deshaun Watson or whoever. If you go to a massage parlor, the average massage I would say is anywhere from 65, 70, and it can range up to 300, 350, depending on if you're getting deep tissue or exfoliation, whatever it is. If you want that, go to the massage parlor with the dark windows. When you go in there, they say it's $30 to $40 an hour, which is underpriced because they expect you to give them a tip when they finish jerking you off. Pause. I'm telling you, I noticed. If you go in there and the price is $75, $90, they don't do that there. They're professionals. $30, $40 an hour, then you know where you're at. That's first and foremost. That's for people who want to know if they got a big sign, massage envy, this, that. No, that's not for that.
So the sign gotta be there gotta be a very dark window with spa on it, right?
It's dark windows or it's curtains. You know, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know where you go, and the price says it all. If somebody wants to give you an hour massage for $30, they're expecting more for something else. That's first and foremost. As Deshaun Watson or Justin Tucker, somebody at their statue, I don't know. Sometimes you get a thrill out of saying, I want to see if I can make this happen. But when you're in that stature and you want that, make a deal with somebody who comes to you. You can't keep running around massage parlor to massage parlor. People will cut a deal to do that. I was watching a talk show 3-4 days ago. It's a lady who was arguing up there with her boyfriend because she's a professional cuddler. She cuddles with people a few times a week because guys don't even necessarily want sex. And it's not just guys, it's girls as well. A professional cuddler, you can work out a deal for a hand job if you have the right communication.
You're basically saying if that's what he wants, go do it the right way with somebody who wants to do that.
Right.
You're going up to these random establishments thinking that you could just get what you want. It don't work like that.
Thank you, Stan. You feel me?
Yeah, niggas need self-control, man. For real. This is crazy. Because just think about it. Let's look at it from another situation, right? Let's say one of these football niggas went in there. Say you got an aunt killer work at the spa. And she comes home crying and she's like, Killer, such and such from the Rams pulled his ram out on me. And he grabbed my arm and told me to ram him off. What are you saying now? Did you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, are you still into that?
Listen, I'm gonna be upset because it's my aunt, but these are the risks you take when you're in that line of business. It's like if you're working on a railroad track or a train station on the tracks, it's a chance you get electrocuted. You don't want to get electrocuted. That's the shit. You got to know what business you in and what could possibly happen when you're in the business. Am I going to be mad because it's I'm going to be mad if any lady gets in that position and don't want to be in that position. But I'm not supporting that. But what I'm saying is shit like this happen because you ass naked, pause, you butterball turkey on the table. You know, some guys is like, oh, she massaging up near my groin. Maybe I just might, because they'll get in the thigh on you, you know, and then you might be feeling like, oh, maybe she with it. No, she's not with it. She's a professional. Check the prices, man. That's what I was saying.
So you're not going back with her to the spa? Because he told her that? Yeah.
That nigga ain't coming back. If she was mad, he off to the next one. You think she gonna have an attitude crying in front of the nigga? He coming back? Nah. I could file a report at that point. It's out of my hands. Now, if we seen him on the street, yeah, we'll take it another way. But going back to the spa and waiting for him to come back, that's far few to none. Chances that'll probably happen if she was upset when he left.
Either way, I hope they figure it out because the situation seems as if like you keep going to different establishments. 2 of them decided to ban you. Another one ended your session early. Like now you've created this rep that you don't know how to control yourself. when getting a massage, which
Yeah,
is
now
crazy.
let me
'Cause-
ask you. Let me ask Mason more question, and I know it's hard for you guys to really answer this question. Just answer it to the best of your ability because you guys are both married. But back in the days when you might be in your office, right, or you might be in school at the lunch table or whatever, and because females be getting away, and I'm not. This has nothing to do with the topic. I'm just saying in general, females get away with a lot. And I seen Patrice O'Neal, God bless the dead, talk about this. You ever been at the cafeteria table in school, or maybe in your office, and the girl come over to her like, "You look tense. You all right? Did you have a long day today?" And you like, I ain't asking niggas to do. All right. Niggas just want to make sure I'm good. You didn't ask for this. Yo, you look like you had a long day. Pause. Oh, your back is says you like, yeah, all right. Okay. So what do you think about that now? You try to go push the envelope, are you wrong?
That's interesting. Because if she's massaging you, then that mean is that she's technically sexually harassing you at this?
And that's why I said this had nothing to do with Justin Tucker. But females always get away with some little shit. You know, rub your head.
Yeah, because if a dude do it, it's like I felt totally
Yeah.
I felt violated. I felt
Yeah.
assaulted. My personal space was
Invaded.
invaded. Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
But
So that's what
when it's done the other way, somebody might say, "Well, I was just trying to help him out."
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it will be brushed off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I've been plenty of times where I'm talking about since high school to in my office to random massages. Just, yo, you all right? Yo, rub you on the Don't be rubbing me like that, and don't think
Yeah,
I'm
they definitely can't do that. They definitely can't do that in the office. That's
It's been happening to me in my office. My office was a little different.
How about you, Mo?
No comment.
On the office. Mo office is HBO. HBO, the office.
Mo said, leave me the fuck alone. She upstairs. Niggas ain't have me in this shit. I dig that. Smart answer, Mo.
Well, just real quick on that, I think that both men and women have learned to be more vocal because I feel like with men, like for a lot of women, we're told like, okay, like that's not okay. That type of, reaction to it. With men, it's like, is this supposed to be happening? Is this cool? Like a lot of people weren't told like, hey, you're allowed to have boundaries too. So if that's not something that you want, you can definitely speak against that, even though some people may like it, and same vice versa for women. So I think that's kind of like a thing now where people are able to kind of speak up about those things if things happen. Cause sometimes people don't know, especially when the situation comes and they're not expecting it. So that's just the one thing I do want to add. Cause there's been a lot of things happening like that with like streamers and like younger, like male personalities and stuff who kind of spoke out about things like that. So I just want to add that real quick for people who are watching or I don't know, seen something like that. But yeah. Okay. So we are going to go to break. When we return, we will talk about the direction of youth and collegiate athletics. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So tonight, the Bucks will play the Spurs. Underdog has Wemby at 24.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
All right, come on. It's Wemby. It's the alien.
Okay. Yeah, I'm more higher as well.
Okay, Giannis is at 12.5 rebounds. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Higher.
Okay, and Damian Lillard's at 7.5 assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Lower.
We're on lower too.
Yeah, what's up with Damon this year, man? I thought this was the comeback year. Pause.
Milwaukee creeping though. I mean, he's not playing his best, but to be honest with you, Milwaukee's kind of creeping. I think they're in fourth. I got to check the standings, but they was like in 11th, and then they quietly creep back up the standings. Um, one player that I will say made a super duper comeback, and I think that he took the reign right now, as of now, as the best point guard in the East is Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's playing sensational. Not to mention that Cleveland got 3 All-Stars this year. It's the first time they did it in, I can't remember how many years, but probably since Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love. But 3 All-Stars is sensational for Cleveland.
Yeah, I haven't. Man, when it comes to this Milwaukee team, man, this is the first Milwaukee team I haven't been back to Milwaukee to see play. So I'm not liking this. But Stat, wasn't you saying something about a streaming? What tell us more about that. Pause.
Yeah, so basically kind of in like a reverse role situation, like Michael Rainey Jr., and he spoke about it after the fact. He was on stream with the popular streamer, and that streamer's sister groped him live on the stream, so he couldn't really do anything, couldn't really react, and he didn't know what his reaction should be. So like after that, he just basically said that, he was uncomfortable and didn't really know how to handle the situation. So it's like, that's why I was saying, when I feel like men aren't really told how they should feel or how to react in situations like that, if it's reverse and the woman's doing something, if that makes sense.
Killer, you ever been groped?
I've been raped.
Yo, stop.
I have.
Stop it. Yeah.
I have. I tried to fight it off.
Yeah.
I was in the. What
I'm
happened?
just listening to this. I'm not listening to this.
All right, when you ask me, man, go ahead, then I won't tell the story. Go ahead. I'm just trying to tell you, I've been more than groped. I've been sexually harassed, raped. Let me ask you this, though.
Every time I try to make a serious point, he
I'm
messes
serious.
it up. What is the like when you see Jodeci dance? You know
Like
that
when a girl come from what I'm assuming grope is, and Stat could correct me if she has more information on the topic, is when somebody come and grab your genitals and like grab up on you. Like,
oh,
yeah.
grope.
Grope.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So then you're doing a stream, you have a visitor there, and your sister come grope.
Yeah.
Visitor is wow.
Wait, I have a question, because y'all are so. First of all, Cam, I'm sorry that happened to you, because that's very sad, and I hope you are okay.
Hey, listen, man.
Second
This happened in the '90s. I'm resilient.
No, this is where I step in. This is the generation. This is the big generation gap. Y'all act like y'all are in the Stone Ages, and just because y'all lived it up in the 90s does not mean y'all aren't allowed to have feelings.
Yeah.
That's the core. You guys are allowed to have feelings, and you guys are allowed to feel things.
Do you see how there's no feelings? Do you see how it's
yeah, but to me, that's a numbness. That's like, we should be healing. That's not.
Stat, mental health. I seen the show earlier this week. Mental health didn't exist in the 90s.
Yes,
yeah.
I've seen.
You weren't allowed to feel. Pause. It's like your feelings. What they used to say, love will get you killed. Remember that? Yeah. That was one of the first things you were taught in the hood. Love will get you killed, my nigga.
And let me tell you something. And this, what I'm about to say, has nothing to do with what we feel on the show, especially me. I know Mason Murder don't have nothing to feel. This is all on Sin. Sin. One of my new shows that I like watching, I can't think of the girl's name, but she has Tourette. She's very popular on Instagram and TikTok, and she has a new show. And I had to flip on Sin because because sometimes I can't watch it because it's funny, but it's not funny because, it's somebody with a high level of tics with Tourette's. And Sin said that that's a white people disease. And I said, what kind of ignorant shit is that to say that that's a white people disease? That's why I seen Kenyon Martin with it. He said Kenyon Martin isn't like this girl shit. Her shit is outrageous. I can't think of the show. It's on TLC. And he said, yo, get in try
Bailing
to
out loud. Sorry.
Yeah, you're bailing out loud. Bailing out loud. I love that show. Shout out to Bailing, man. You're inspiration to a lot of people with Tourette's and people who are going through what you're going through. I think sensational show. How they directed it, edited it. They did a great job. I've been watching 3 episodes. It's really, really great. But Sin said that when we grew up, imagine growing up and you try to have Tourette's in your house. Your mother won't let you have it. Like you would have to control it. I'm just telling you, I said, Sin, you sound ignorant. And then you sit there and think about it. I said, look, my grandfather would have just probably put me somewhere else because he wouldn't have dealt with it. And that's part of the stuff that I'm talking about, Stat, that you're right, that we wasn't really allowed to have feelings. I'm not saying that we should have. But imagine that the generation before us was even worse. Yeah. They was even worse with the no feelings. They wouldn't even talk nice to their wife. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's getting better as time goes along.
Yeah, they said you keep crying, I'm gonna give you something
to cry about. Yeah.
You got beat for crying.
Yeah. And then you got to hold in your cry. You're like, imagine trying to hold in a cry after getting beat with an extension cord.
Oh yeah, you're going to jail today. They call
yeah.
Which I hear y'all. And I wasn't alive in that time, so I know I can't understand, but I do still feel like men should be able to express their emotions. And if they don't feel right about something, like that's okay to just trust your instincts and stuff like that. Because even when he said it, y'all all laughed. Like, I just feel like,
yeah, you're right. I'm gonna grow up. I sympathize with Cam. He is resilient. He's resilient.
You know, let me tell you something, Stat, and this is another thing, and if y'all guys can say what you want, this is my last thought statement on this topic. Just answering what you said, Stat, is that, and I don't know if it's just growing up in New York, it could be anywhere, it ain't just New York. You sit there and give your emotions and cry and pour your heart out to your significant other. And growing up, I'm talking about, even now today, I have bitches be talking to me crazy. You express your feelings and you may cry and you may say, I'm going through this, and they understand what you're going through. Until you get into an argument, like your bitch ass was crying 2 weeks ago, snot all running down your nose. Fuck is you? Now you want to act like you tough. Get the fuck out of here. They'll do that. So sometimes you gotta know who you're talking to, and sometimes you can't express your feelings to just anybody because they'll come back and throw it in your face later.
But also, those aren't.
You gotta be.
Those are also people who aren't. Those are also people who aren't healed because somebody shouldn't use your trauma and throw it back in your face.
But
that's
a stat.
Yeah, it's that. But sometimes you gotta be resilient to yourself.
No, you just need to be around good people who aren't going to throw your trauma in your face. And it's called healing, guys. 2025. We're going to be healed.
Yo, Mo, what positive. You going to say?
Yeah, that might need to be my show. That might need to be my show. Killer's been telling me I need to do a show. I might bring on all men just to cry and tell me what they're dealing with. You think they'll do it?
Yeah. Pause.
Yeah. I'm
name of the show is Pause. Come on my show and let's cry together.
Y'all are laughing. That might be a good thing for some people. Some people might need that.
It might save somebody's life. Nigga go out there and kill somebody. You just really need to cry and tell you why he's crying.
But Stat, you're forgetting context though. So I watched a show earlier this week and they said kids just grow up different. So when I hear you talking, I'm laughing because like you sound like my daughter, right? So my daughter always say, Daddy, you need to be a little bit more softer and in tune with your feelings, right? They were talking about growing up in survival mode. That's the context for it. So when you survive and you can't feel, you know what I mean? It's just doing, right?
Good take, Mo. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. That's what it is. And so when your kids grow up better, they have the ability to deal with their range of emotions and all the things that come with life, and you can deal with those things properly. And then now you talk about the stuff like be it mental health and how you cope with it, how you deal with anxiety. Like you can actually associate a feeling or a word with the emotion. So you're right, just speaking from a different context. Like when he walked through the timeline of what people went through, it's just America used to be super hard, and you could just go through your own personal history. And that's kind of like that's how I frame the discussion.
Yeah. It's just different for everybody because you even said now people are learning how to cope with anxiety, but then Michael Irvin the other day was saying anxiety is only a rich people thing. Like you don't have that if you don't got something going on to feel anxious about. So I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of things.
That's what I was
No.
about to say. That's what I was about to say. When what he's speaking of is like for all of us that were in poverty, we didn't have time to deal with those emotions. You really had to
Yeah.
make
Right.
however you had to make it. But back then people did have those emotions, but
Correct.
they were from a different society because
Right.
they had all of those groundwork and the family and the money and all of those things and security. So with that security, it breeds secure children without being secure, it breeds children with insecurities.
Mm-hmm. And then Cam, were you going to say something before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, Mo really had a great take. I like the way he ended that because he kind of summed it up. But I was gonna ask you, Stat, what kind of neighborhood did you grow up in?
Suburban.
Gated community?
Yes.
A house?
Yes.
Two parents?
Yes.
Yeah, you got emotions.
Yeah, you are allowed to have those emotions.
I think everybody should tap into their emotions and find them.
You were allowed to have those
And
emotions.
yes, I didn't have to like live off of survival, but
You
there
didn't
are
have to
other
roll a
things.
dice on Christmas of where you
No,
going.
no,
Are
but
you
I'm
gonna
saying
be here or there for Thanksgiving?
I didn't say I had to live off of survival or anything like that. Like, but there were other senses that some people might not understand that I felt like I had to go through that altered the way that I think and view people today. So it's all situational based on definitely how you grew up. And I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying different people have different traumas depending on those outside factors that affected them growing up. And I think it's okay to heal them. That's all.
So Stat.
That's it.
Last question. Are you a Sharon?
Am I a what?
A Sharon.
What is that?
A black
The
Karen.
black hair.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. Yeah. Okay, so
but I do want to say something though, and this is about just this whole show in general. Do you know how progressive this is to just have people like this who probably went through all the shit they've been through to be laughing on a platform like this?
Yeah.
5 years ago, you weren't gonna catch me laugh with no niggas at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with you. Listen to me. So just if we having a therapy session, part of me being honest is like I can laugh with real niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
and that's part of it. And just even knowing where everybody comes from. And like when I said it a few episodes ago, where people will be happy to see other people grow up, it's cool because people you respect, you like, okay, we're allowed to do that now. And so we looked at entertainers as like the cultural leaders, you know what I'm saying? And so you like in the reverse way where like they know what I'm saying, but it takes a lot for people who grew up a certain way to even get to a place to laugh together.
right.
And then on the other hand, I'm like, damn, that is kind of sad, but it's just unintended. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I just like these discussions in general because I know I have a different perspective and I like to highlight that and kind of pick you guys' brains on different things that you guys think. And I think the audience enjoys it too. But I thought this was a little discussion. Just wanted to know y'all's thoughts. Happy we brought it up. Moving along, speaking of kids kind of growing up in different situations. So basically, Alijah Arenas committed to USC, which obviously is a big accomplishment. So congrats to him and congrats to Gil. I know he's very proud. But in you guys' opinion, what do you guys think about the direction that basketball is going? Do you guys think it's going to turn into a sport for kids who are better off? Because I know before it was a little bit harder to get into that space. So, Maurice, what are you thinking?
I think it's for basketball. I think it's for football. And I just look at it from a timeline standpoint. When you have more parents who are either professionals or who either went to major colleges and then they've had kids, the kids have grown up, they've had the structured training, they've had the environments, they've had their parents' friends go on to be college coaches and scouts and recruits, and you're able to get your kid to play against your professional friends, and you get high quality reps and you get them into these environments that if you're from the hood or if you don't have the means to do so, you wouldn't be able to get. The likelihood of those kids succeeding amongst everybody else becomes this thing. In football, is 7-on-7. In basketball, it's AAU and these structured or sort of like private runs that they do at UCLA and things of that nature. And so I'm not saying that all kids will be like that, but if you look at the development going over in Europe and then you look at some of the kids who are basically coming up in the States and you just start to look at their parents who've played before, if you don't have resources or if you're not connected to somebody with resources who can put you in these same environments, it just may be tougher for you to get viewed because just some of the groundwork that your parents probably laid has definitely made an impact on, who gets chosen, who gets opportunity. But, and let me say this too, Gilbert Arenas' son is super, super nice. So this doesn't say that he's getting a favor done from anybody. I've seen him highlights of him. He's super nice, but I think that this contributes across all sports.
Yeah, for me, I would take a whole different approach with this question. I think USC is on a clock to show what they would do with different people's children. And I think that, I mean, when it comes to celebrities that we know, I think what can I say about this? Like Mo said, this kid he's one of those ones. He
Yeah.
definitely looked like one of those ones. I'm not saying that just because Gilbert is our guy, pause, but he's definitely one of those ones. He should be something special. And I'm not sure about USC, but that wasn't my choice. The because USC and UCLA has done horrible with celebrity kids. You know what I'm saying? Like what the time they give them playing with people's children, using them for highlights and things like that. And I don't think that's cool because especially when you work hard as a parent and you put so much into your child to get them to that place and for somebody to recruit them there to only give them certain playing time and certain roles, and you already know the goal of this family, you know the goal of this child. I think that's a terrible thing to do. It's super selfish, and I just really pray that that's not the case right here with Gilbert Arenas' son, because he got promise written all over him, like to
Correct.
be one of those really great guards, and I'm looking forward to him doing exceptionally well. You know.
Yeah, what I'll say is this. The reason why I like this situation, not necessarily the school, just Gilbert Arenas in general, the way he's handling his son, is I follow Gilbert Arenas on social media. In the last month and a half, month or maybe month and a half, he's been promoting his son a lot. But before that, he hasn't. The most times I've seen Gilbert Arenas at the game is when somebody else's platform is catching him in the stands. He didn't shove, no pun intended, and super duper pause, his Sundowns people throat. His son been good for a couple years now. He's a senior. He's been good probably since eighth, ninth grade. Gilbert Arenas is not showing his son every 2 minutes. Yo, look at my son. Yo, my son is going to be this. My son is going to be that. He's letting the other people see how good his son is. And that way you can judge because it's not being forced as an NBA dad. Now, the poster he's putting is just seem like more of a proud father than a person that's an NBA dad. They've been like, yo, my son's in the NBA. I was in the NBA. My son should be in it. You know what I'm saying? He does not promote his son to force you to like him. You're going to like him on your own. And that's why I really, really like the way Gilbert Arenas handled this situation with his son because, now that he's coming into USC, he had him on his podcast. He's showing people he's going to USC, et cetera. But he could have been doing this for 4 or 5 years. That's how long the kid been good. So I just want to salute him for the way he handled it and let the fans and NBA, not just NBA, college and NBA and scouts and the aficionados of basketball enjoy his play instead of saying that's Gilbert Arenas' son.
Yeah, and I
Even
think
though he's still going to be considered Gilbert Arenas' son, he didn't force his son on us. Pause. Sorry.
yeah, that was a really great take, Killer.
Right.
And I was thinking at first, I was like, why wouldn't he send his son, or why wouldn't his son go to Arizona? And I just looked into it, and it says Bryce James is going to Arizona, so it's probably that
Oh,
probably played into the reason why he didn't let his son go to Arizona. So you gotta watch who you recruit.
Well, great points and a great discussion, but that is all the time that we have for today. Maurice, thanks for being here. You know, it's always
always.
a pleasure.
Good
Killer,
seeing you, Mo.
You're
All right, y'all.
resilient. You're resilient.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.